Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well, and welcome to today's morning update. It's March 19, 2018, and my name is Alejandro Zambrano. I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to do here as we always do at 9 a.m. London time. So we're going to provide you guys with a quick update on the euro dollar, Bitcoin, gold, crude oil, and the DAX 30. And today as well, because it's, we had the Russian election, presidential election overnight or the outcome of that. So we're going to take a look at the Russian ruble as well. MI, thank you so much for joining us, and everybody else here. Guys, if you want to say hello, you can always use the chat box as well. If you have specific questions about the markets we're going to watch here, you can use the chat box. To be able to use the chat box, you just need to be signed in on YouTube. If you don't have any YouTube account, that's fine. I didn't have this myself until I actually started to stream and do webinars via YouTube. Before that, I didn't have it. Uh, it seems anyway that YouTube is very good to kind of know what you watched and what you're gonna like anyways, even if you haven't signed in. All right, let's begin. But before we start, as always, please bear in mind that trading financial markets is unfortunately risky. Okay, so some news overnight affecting the markets. Not necessarily Vladimir Putin winning, but he won big. You can read more about this on the homepage. He secured about three quarters of all total votes. As well, more influencing the dollar is that U.S. President Donald Trump, is considering to fire a bunch of people, and obviously Special Counselor Mueller, which is investigating connections, Russia, the election, and so on and so on. Some as well was rumored to be fired. Obviously, can be a big event where a lot of people can turn against him in the U.S. if we would actually go ahead and fire him directly or indirectly. So something to watch. You can read more about that on the homepage as well. You got the general overview here written by Devaya this morning. You can read it more about it here. Okay, let's begin. So this is the euro. So I wouldn't get too excited, but the market tried to breach below the low here. So this is the low. Well, actually, this whole section here, we traded around these levels on in the beginning of the month, on the 2nd of March. Then you had another sort of low here on the 9th of March. Now, we took out the level. Obviously, it happened without any strong correction. I think it might bounce up a bit, maybe 23, 23.50, and then maybe move back down lower again. So we had a technical breakdown here. However, though, it's a market that is trading sideways in general. And, if it does decline, maybe decline to 122 or so, but I'm not really assuming that we're gonna trade below this low anytime soon. I think it's gonna continue to be trading sideways. And the problems with this is that if you sell here, that it could snap back up. You'd be stopped out. So uh, probably better to not do too much. But yes, we traded below this level. More likely that's gonna drift to the downside now. Here's Bitcoin versus the dollar, and it just continues to drop, right? The Bitcoin is still holding above its February low, but there was news over the weekend rumored that Twitter will, in line with Facebook and Google, ban advertising linked to cryptos. So ICOs, uh, and people telling you to buy and sell Bitcoin and all the other altcoins, most likely it could be banned, which wouldn't be surprising given that all the other guys have done it as well. Obviously, they do it to YouTube, and then that's as well a big thing. If you haven't been on YouTube already, some of the hits that these guys get, 20,000 views in a short period of time, talking about less than 24 hours. And that could be less good, or it would definitely not be too good for this market. Technically, as you know, the market traded below here, and since we traded below here, we're bearish. And market moved on, moved up, moved down, and now it's in the sell zone. I think that as long as you trade below this level here, this market will most likely continue to create lower highs. Um, so this nothing too much to say. Here people probably selling. So if they sell here right now, their risk is going to be 14 or 15%. If it goes down to the low, make 12. If it takes out the February low, 27. And it wouldn't surprise me if we actually do take out the 27 low. Ethereum did slide below its February low, and Ethereum is, as you know, the second biggest coin. So right now there's very little support for these coins. Here's the price of crude oil. It's building up to something nice. Eventually we will have a break, and the levels I'm watching are 59.90, and then you have this upper level here. So the easiest part to trade, I would argue, would be the upside. Why? Because we were already heading into the upside before we started consolidating. So break here should very easily take you higher. Here will be a bit of a gamble. The idea would be to sell here, stop goes on the other side, see how quickly it goes down. Ideally it goes down to 59, 58, 60 or something like that. Because if it goes really closely to the low, then that's an indication that we could take out the level. So this is a bit of a gamble. Down, and then the idea will be for this to break and then potentially lower. And break here, looking at a potential decline of 6.85% or 55%. Sorry, 85. So almost 7% versus a risk of about 6 initially. Actually, it would be just above this high here, so it would be far less. It would be 4.66. Same time, take out this high. Risk is about 5.5, goes up to the high, then make about 5.3. So we just need to wait here for the break. Here's the price of gold, and gold is capped by this trend line. Price is creating lower and lower highs, but the trend is above 1,302. It's bullish above this level. So we said in the past, people could buy here for this to go up, and it's possible to do the same thing here. It's a very easy, straightforward. This is one of those opportunities I would jump on and put a lot of money in. No, why not? Because the markets are trading sideways, okay? And because of that, it doesn't make too much sense to actually get involved at these levels, okay? We can't. It's difficult to trust these levels when we're trading sideways. But it worked the last time. Maybe we'll work here for what is it, like a fourth time, if not fifth time. Look at this. This is the DAX 30. Technically, we're still capped. We're still capped by this high here, which is the 12,500. If you want to sell, this is the opportunity to sell. If you didn't sell already, take this level out though. I'm going to head to the upside. I can tell you right now, the S&P, Nasdaq 100, they're all correcting, but it's not an opportunity to sell unless, of course, you assume or something really bad is happening. But if you look at all data, the ISM, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, non-farm payrolls, they're all good. Most stock markets don't, they might peak when the economy is good, but they're not going to decline if the economy is good. Usually what happens is stock markets go up and then they trade sideways 6 months, 9 months, and then they move down as the data clearly is starting to look like it's going to go to the downside. But we're not anywhere close to those levels. So if I think the stock market is going to head to the upside, obviously the DAX is limited by the gains of the euro. But if US stock markets to continue to gain, I don't really foresee this tumbling lower. Technically though, bearish below 12,501. What do you want to be looking at? Well, I can tell you right now, the dollar index, the DXY, is just trading sideways. So you can see here on this 4-hour market transacts between these two levels. So I wouldn't get too excited about the dollar index. If you want to focus on something, buying the yen in different forms, I find that interesting. and selling Canadian dollars as well. I found those two interesting. Obviously, dollar CAD is a little bit short-term overbought, so you need to be mindful with that. Pound CAD and things like that as well, slightly overbought, but for now, you have some decent trends in those two markets. So those are the two markets. The other thing you can focus on is the Nasdaq 100. Okay, so it looks like ah, it is actually working. I just got a confirmation here that it's not working, but it is working. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9. Now, just so you know, uh, I'm not necessarily going to be in all of this week. The reason for that is that I'm officially off. But and the reason for that is actually that I just become a dad on Friday, so I'm officially off. But um, I'm up at this time. The baby as well is up at this time, and then they just go back to bed again. So I'm most likely gonna be doing the webinar here at 9 a.m. But I'm not gonna be publishing too much technical analysis. Rather, I'm just gonna do this update if everything is good here at home, and then that will be it for today. I will, however, be back full time starting from Monday next week. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. MI as well, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. Have a good day, guys. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Twitter is great because there's a bunch of stuff here that the guys write. And the guys, you know, everything they publish come here, whereas I just post um, mostly my stuff, to be honest, and some of the stuff that the other guys do, but not everything. You have as well YouTube, which is great because on YouTube, I will publish videos to this morning update, but once in a while as well, I do some specials. Not that often, but sometimes, like special market update on cryptos and things like that. It's very straightforward. Just click on subscribe up here. And if you really like us, you press on the bell and then you get a notification every time somebody uploads a video. If not, it just looks like this. And you can actually just see here videos that you follow. So it's very straightforward. Um, and that's it. Guys, have a great day and see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.